Are you even hat?
No, I'm wrapping up our time.
I got no more hats, like, man, I love hats. Well,
I
man,
tell you, it was a nice little.
on the white one and that one. After, no hat.
I couldn't wear a white
Hold on.
one.
Okay, so we can get started. Everybody get a packet?
Mhm.
So we'll skip the minutes since we can't vote on those. And we'll go straight to Christmas in the Park, what everybody think?
I think it's gotta get more publicity out there.
Was the first one.
Yeah.
Next time, no rain.
Amen. Listen, the whole week, everybody was contacting me, they're like, what's the rain plan? I was like, there is no rain plan. And then we had to make a rain plan real quick.
But that would be something I would say that, going forward, you know, nothing, it's out of our control, but
Right.
going forward, we now know, okay, we're gonna have it, and we can't have it in the park or whatever, outside of the publicity. Have a game plan in our back pocket so that we know if it's not gonna be there, where is it gonna be, so we can say, hey, when you put the information out about the initial place of where we're gonna have it, which would be the park, hey, in the event of this happening, we'll make some provisions by this time, say, cutoff time, say, hey, we're gonna have it here instead of here.
Right.
That way people will know, and then they'll be like, but when I came up, there was a bunch of cars and stuff, and I was hearing a bunch of people coming and leaving, so it's not even the people we want to know about it, but still quite a few people came.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the people that I talked to enjoyed themselves, from what I heard.
We, the Family Life group, they prepped for 150 crafts and went through all 150. So I was very pleased with that. What do you guys think about the committee? So we think that went okay? I mean, the mayor has bragged about you guys literally all day.
So who was actually in charge of it?
What?
Well, and that's what I'm saying, like, so my big thing is like have the whole committee do it, so that you weren't the sole person running around because
Right.
you were stressing out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like hair was going everywhere, you
Oh,
didn't know which
come
way
on,
to go.
yeah, why not?
She was, I felt bad for her, like, I really did.
Hey, it was my first, actual city event, so maybe second time I won't be as stressed.
It can help with the publicity.
Mhm.
Someone does the management, someone does.
And that's what I'm, like, I think it went great for the most part. It's just that I don't think you need to be doing everything.
Right. Don't complain about that.
Like, we need Chris going on Facebook Live and doing, like, talk show hosts, whatever, about the event. Because we were even talking, like, even if we put a sign in front of Splash Car Wash, like, that place is always, I go there at least twice a week. You know, like, there was a sign that said something, I would've read it and known that there was an event going on.
Some more outside of social media promotion. We getting around to local businesses, getting flyers out there.
But can we do that when the initial, the initial announcement, we're gonna have listen to the park, and just go ahead and put rain day will be,
I'll have to talk to Parks about it. We were really lucky that they didn't have anything going on that day.
I know.
So that's the
We don't
only
know.
problem, yeah. But I'm sure if we planned it earlier instead of, we started Christmas in the Park planning in October. So next year, we're gonna start Christmas in July, start planning in July.
So I would say even going forward now, they got a long range calendar. One thing I learned when being in green suit, we back playing, we plan about a year out. And I know with you, but I'm saying like, okay, like now, hey, let's call the parks tomorrow, say, hey, we planning on having, Christmas in the park on this day. Hey, in the event something fails, we need a backup plan. We thinking about using Bishop, or you guys got another place. I remember we had a meeting in, what's the little building that was right there?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Back behind.
Yeah, so something, just to touch bases and get on their calendar now. So in the event something else do come up and they say, well, hey, we have this as a backup event, what's gonna be happening, so this time is already blocked out for us in the event.
Right.
I agree 100%. Plus, we wanna get more vendors there next year.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't, like you said, it was a quick throw together.
Right.
Like, a lot of those vendors, they're booked a year out,
Mhm.
like, so we gotta start trying to gather what we want together
Yeah.
and get on their calendars.
And I have thought about, I don't know if y'all have been over to the courthouse with what they do. They do it much bigger than us. I never want to try to be like Benton, but I think one thing that works really well for them is that instead of like one huge event, they do a few throughout.
Mhm.
So they'll do like 2 or 3 events throughout the week. They'll do a story time or a trivia night with the library or something, or we can have Santa one night. So I'm also considering that, for next year.
Maybe we could combine it.
Yeah.
School, we have a parade, and
Yeah.
we know somehow.
Do we still have our, kind of when we broke up into different areas, like some were churches, schools, do we still have that document? Because as far as publicity goes, I mean, maybe having a conversation with local churches, and as far as, can we just put a sign, you know, in your yard, can we, on your property, can we do the same thing for the schools? Can we do something for high traffic areas? Could we end the meeting early and then go to different businesses around and put up flyers? And then put a QR code on everything?
Now, we did, we printed, cut out, and sent out 9,800 flyers to the school
Or,
for Christmas in the Park. And we sent those out on Wednesday, and then on Friday, we had to change the bit. So,
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out,
Yeah.
how to prepare people to do. Maybe
Okay. Is that QR code, huh?
Maybe it's one thing.
how are those kids that just took that?
oh,
That's the
probably
issue.
5. The school
Just trying to get their
choir
grades is something else, you know?
And we only had 2 performances from choirs. And they did say if we had contacted them, they would have been available. I don't even know where that would be.
It's out there, it's just in a document.
We can find it later.
You
Yeah.
gotta do that right now, how they join you. You gotta access to it, just like,
I just didn't, if we carry that over.
it's in there.
Or we
Is that the-
could create a new.
It's right there on the bottom right hand column, right there. Still with the highlighted yellow,
Oh,
right there.
Maybe
I
we
mean,
could reach out
it's one of them. It's in
Yeah,
there.
so, I mean, as far as publicity, I would try to find some high traffic areas and then just put it there every time. Anytime you have something, they know that this is where it's gonna be, publicized.
As far as signage goes, how do we get something? Who makes signs? How much do it cost?
the library offered to print some, and we also can print some, but it's just on like postal paper. It's not like vinyl signs or yard signs.
I'm gonna bring something up, and you'll understand why, is can we have something that, marker, we can like, put it where the venue was going to be,
Like a sandwich board or something.
and it says, event moved to,
Yes, we could totally do that.
and we use it for other, anything, not just this event, because you know very well what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That just went all over,
Did anybody see that?
um,
Let me go look.
and
Oh,
we
it's
were
Oh, man.
being agnostic, even. So, because
Can't please them all.
she was just throwing a fit because because city doesn't decorate for Christmas. And she kept going, Benton does this, and Benton does that, and Benton does this. And then we can't even get a little penny added to the taxes to have the things we want, and Benton is over there just rolling and money. Anyhow, she was very ugly. She was very. And, like, Bryant is now just the worst place in the world to live.
Never gonna be enough, though. It's never gonna be, and you're always gonna miss someone. Somebody that sometimes, will post, past the price list. It's full information, and I still have parents messaging me directly, like, hey, they school. Did they not have school today? And I'm like, I'm sure the teacher into like a whole bunch of reminders, and still have no idea.
They'll
So
still miss it.
there's always,
Social media, that should get
If we
pretty,
did, if we did have just that, like sandwich board on the thing,
Yeah.
is that we, so that if they go to the place that was originally gonna be, they can look, see the sign, and go, oh, well, I'll just go over there instead of on all this city council and everybody named.
So,
Amen.
did they have to register for pickleball?
That was, they registered, so that they could have the brackets made.
yeah. It wasn't that crazy, just when they got there, they registered, yeah.
Mm.
And I almost wonder if we charged too much for pickleball, because it was originally $50 a team.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
crazy.
But it was a fundraiser, that's how we originally were saying, it was a fundraiser for the BYA.
well, if you want people, like,
Yeah, and then once we went down to 25, we started getting. So we'll probably just stick at 25. And then the fun run,
So did we reach out to the place over off of Highway 5? That
Summerwood,
pickleball place?
up there. We actually, our guy from D&T, Carson, he went around to several of the local businesses, dropped off flyers. I think this first year, it was just, well, and we planned so quickly.
yeah.
We only have so much time to get build up hype around it.
people out too much. How do you feel about $24? Only because it was two people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
12 and 12.
yeah.
Or we could do 20, 10 and 10.
I thought 20 first,
Yeah.
but
We can mix it up.
depending on what the objective of your fundraiser is, but if you want to bring just, you want to get people out and still raise some money, I'd go 20.
Right.
And when I just say like high traffic areas, where are the places you get frustrated when you're stuck in traffic? Because I'm putting the sign there.
Chick-fil-A.
I'm putting the sign there because
I
people
thought
are
of
gonna
that
be stuck
place.
there.
Right.
And you know, when you drive by Chick-fil-A and you do your order, you just scan the little QR code, so just put bill QR code on one side, or, and it just takes them to all the information they need.
I did talk to Chris about the city's social media, not ours, but everyone else's,
Right.
is that the city hall social media page should be tagged in every post they do. Like, it's chaotic to me, if you go and look, and the police department's posted 50 things,
Yeah.
when the city's not tagged any of them. It's just like, wait a minute, now you're having to go to their page and then share what they're sharing. It's just like, this is,
We are getting rid of one social media next year, though.
Yes,
I'm absorbing our public works social media in Bryant City Hall.
refine it.
Getting there. Small steps. And speaking of social media, well, okay, let's move, does anybody have anything else with Christmas?
I like,
Could we lock-in dates now? What are you saying, lock-in dates now, so we
Yes.
can start trying to
We're
reach
gonna
out to
have,
vendors?
we're gonna have our first planning
Release a
meeting in
window.
January. The lock-in dates for 2025 Christmas in the Park, location. We're gonna talk to Keith about trying to book Mills and Bishop.
So, this is my next question, how much money does the city, they spend on a Christmas tree? Since we're trying to get an amphitheater over there off of 5, the entertainment little area, why don't we put a Christmas tree over there? The day of Christmas in the park,
They're
or
very expensive.
Bryant Christmas Market.
Very expensive. Because my dream is a Rockefeller Christmas tree in Bryant. Once we have that little bridge across Highway 5, I want a Rockefeller Christmas tree.
And like, how expensive are they? Could we get people to donate the money? Could it be called the freaking can?
Right.
You know what I'm saying, like,
I've also thought about, Conway does, they do a tribute tree every year. You can buy, for like $50, you buy either a note to honor somebody or in memory of somebody. And I mean, they raise every bit of $20,000 every year.
that was the reason, because they always have a tree.
Right. But
And they got no tree.
Chris knows that I want a Christmas tree. In the park.
last year we did
The tree decorating.
in the market,
Mhm.
whatever.
And-
Um,
Sorry.
that meeting, one about the venue, is that open to the public?
Last Thursday?
Yeah.
All meetings open to the public.
I wish you'd been there.
I watched it, I was in Texas.
Okay,
talked to
okay,
Chris
you saw it
about
on the thing, okay.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Okay, 'cause the things that you're talking about, they talked about.
Yeah, and that's from what you were talking about with the Facebook lady, whatever, it's pretty much about what she's talking about.
That, and for it to eventually, that we'll have an outhouse. It's your Christmas tree, all of these things that, and you have people that won't come vote.
And it's like, for me though, 'cause I think Christmas and Parks are a great thing. I just think we need to have it at a Christmas market. Let
Yeah.
local vendors come in there, you can do whatever, sell
Mhm.
Christmas stuff, so you can come and buy stuff for your kids or whatever you want.
Yeah.
We could also do like the coat drive there, it's starting to get cold. Have the police decorated and cop cars and all that stuff out there. My big issue that I seen with this is there wasn't a cop car or a fire truck. And I didn't see one city council member there.
Jackson. The police, and
When did I get there?
We
Sorry.
originally-
Yeah, we didn't have to.
They're early for the late.
we originally
Brought
had
the
a
table
fire
off.
truck, and a cop car that were going to be there. We had an incident on Friday with one of our cops, so we told them to just, they didn't want to be there, we were like, don't worry about
And
it.
I get that.
So, but,
But if we at least could have had a car out there
Originally,
decorated
yeah.
or something, that would've been good for the kids.
yeah, so, we were originally gonna have the fire truck bring Santa to Mills. And then since it was raining, they were like, we don't need to change at the fire station anymore, so they just went there. But yeah, that was the original plan, was to have fire trucks, hot cars.
Because I got there a little after 1, and
Mhm.
left right at 4.
Yeah.
I don't know when Jack got there or whatever, but it was,
I got there earlier than you stayed late, so.
yeah, I was gonna say, 'cause all the kids were there, like, there wasn't one,
Yeah.
Chris was the only elected official that I seen there, and I was like, this is your people. Like,
She was gonna miss.
but you know, that's my thing, that should be one of those things that we're like, hey, guys, this is an event that we're doing, the city should probably be involved.
Sounds like we got a good plan. Way to pivot also.
I have a question for our group. So I know it was the first time, so, for Anthony, so how, I know it was a bunch of us there at the same time. How can our group, maybe we can, for the future events, plan a little better. I loved all the information you had out there for us. It
I
was
did
really
that real
great.
quick, you guys.
Yeah,
So
it was
last minute.
really
That was
good.
Awesome.
I
Well,
love being
what happened
able
now?
to pass it out and talk to some of the people. I didn't even know about the, notification system too, and I talked to, actually, I think I went and passed it out to everybody. I went to anybody that was not watching, I would go talk to them. I would be like, are they watching this kid thing? And if they weren't, I'd be like, hey, did you, I passed out the information, for the ward representatives, and then I noticed we had the other flyers, so I went back, and I was like, hey, I forgot to show you this one.
I love it.
And so, I love that I got to see, and then I saw a family that had seen at a fall festival. So it's like my second time connecting with them, so I thought that was great, and I was like, well, the more we are at these events, passing out this information, they're gonna know we're there. I know, starting off, they were looking at us like, what are these people here
Right.
doing? And so, how can we make it better? How can we, our participation be more out there? I don't know, what do y'all think about that?
I mean,
What do you think?
Yeah, normally the entry points aren't as bad. I feel like this one was a little more awkward. I don't know. Maybe it's where we were in
Yeah.
the room. But it did feel a little different than in the past.
we were the first, instead of being way in the back.
Right.
All best, that sort of thing. But this lady came up to us, and it was a little weird, but in the end, it was so good. We don't know, I don't know how she got there, but she was in bad shape. And just something about what she said brought us here, and we're like, the food banks.
Yeah, that was good information.
We were able to get that lady What?
She was looking for food. So connected with the food bank, so she got the numbers and stuff, and she was able to, reach out to them, and she talked to somebody on the phone, like literally walking away from tables. And they told her to come there, they'll help take care of her, whatever she feels, she's got in the hospital,
She didn't have a way to get
something of that
somewhere.
nature. She's trying to do something, everything, but it kinda helped her out with that. One thing I can suggest is that I noticed, and like I didn't pay attention to the email, I told you I had a lot going on, didn't know if I would be there, but I still showed up at the second shift. Our first shift, we had a lot of people on the first shift. One thing that we'll have to do as a committee is, I know everybody can't be there late, but we're gonna have to sporadically spread out and share the wealth. We can't all be at the first shift, because if we got everybody at the first shift, then who covers the second shift? So one of the reasons why I said, okay, y'all just take the second shift, because it was just easier, just me and Ms. Renee, everybody else on first shift.
Yeah.
So we gotta be more strategic in how we do it.
I saw that.
Even if we do break it down, we don't do 2-hour shifts, we do an hour shift.
Yeah.
You can only come for an hour, you can only come 40 minutes, whatever the case is. I think that's one of the things that would help us and serve us better going forward. Apparently y'all did a good job with the information, because people that I know and I was bumping into were like, man, you know, these guys walking around giving out information and stuff. And so that was a good piece, regardless of who was there and who wasn't there. That was a good piece, I think, because now our presence, but I would say, Yesenia has a very infectious personality, and she gets up and she moves around. I try to do the same thing when I'm there. I think that helps us a lot. I will say to us is, remember what we're doing. Remember the tag that you wear, community engagement. Get up from the table. Go get engaged. Talk to the people to come back, sit, you know, or want to go out and do it. Like, kind of like we did the Fall Fest thing. You know, everybody noticed we all got up. We were all moving. I think we serve better in that capacity when we're up and we're moving, we're engaged. And then make sure you look at the information, know what you're talking about, because they pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
You give me some faulty information, I remember you the next time we had another event, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? They also got to keep in mind, just like a kid, they got less than a 2-minute attention span. Be able to point out. Great thing about having all that information, lady came to the table, the other guy came to the table, I was just pointing it out to him. I was telling him what was what. She scanned her phone, she started looking, thank you, sir, I appreciate that. And I know you guys did, I know she did it walking around, I know some of you guys, they talked about it, but I think that will serve us better. And then just remember, we just baby stepping with this thing, so we're gonna find ways to get better. Let's just keep the ways to get better to, you know, write it down, whatever we need to do, and then we come back from them, let's critique it and look at it, and then, okay, how can we get better from there? But the planning, we have to be better planning-wise so that we know going forward, long-term wise, we can meet those needs, and then everybody, regardless of what they're doing and how they're moving in their own life, they can still say, okay, you know what? Yep, can't be here from this time, I can be here from this time. You know, then also keep in mind with events, ebbs and flows. Always early, you're gonna get more people. Later, it's gonna die down. So why? They got other things they wanna do. They ain't coming to be in an event for a long time. It's only a short period of time. So we only have a small window to engage in. That's what I would say.
I'd like a polo.
With community engagement on it,
Maybe not all that, but.
a city of Bryant polo.
One that he likes in the colors.
Double.
Make it look official.
Just something like.
Can it be bright blue?
Hey, you got a name tag?
Oh, we need
Yeah,
it.
give a name tag.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
Hey, why are you doing that, man? We almost have polos.
A
Just like
budget.
that.
Yeah.
Almost
I was
have
also
polos.
thinking we can also have like maybe an activity or for the
You
kids,
can get a hat, yeah.
pass something out or cookies or, which the picture, the backdrop
That,
was also really good.
that was
Yeah,
good.
you could,
Both
Yeah.
times.
So a photo booth thing could be a great opportunity in any event we do. We may have to invest in some different types of things or whatever, because people love pictures.
There's those photo guys.
They love pictures. And I don't know how many people lined up at that thing, and I know earlier, they did it the last time we did this thing, did it again this time. Even in letter out, they was coming.
people love it.
There was like one point, they were like, Danny was taking a picture and then this other lady's like handing him phones and then another phone.
It was fun.
Alrighty, so next time, move around, plan more, and maybe divide the time.
That's just a little bit better, more so than the time block that we had. That way you get a good spread, and then it'll be what it is, because, I mean, your time is your time, and you can only do what you can do. So, I mean, like I said, my son had a lot of stuff going on, so that's why I took the leadership, and we had other engagements, so, but I wasn't gonna miss out on helping, you know, gotta do my part.
Anybody got anything else for Christmas and stuff? Okay, just real quick, I was gonna talk about the 2 events that are coming up in the spring that I know of. Taylor is bringing back Taste of Bryant in April. That's where they get all the local in Bryant, and everybody comes to, I guess it'll be like the event center or something. I don't know where it'll be. At Bishop. And people will pay $10 and they can go try food from all the different restaurants. So I'm gonna see, if you guys want to, I'll see if we can have a booth there. Which we don't have to figure that out now. And then you got Darby, if Carrie wants to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, sure. Yep, so it's our Bryant Rotary Duck Derby, May 3rd, the first Saturday of the month. We are, only have 1 meeting so far, but we're gonna bring back our people. Last year, we just had the duck race, and after COVID, numbers went down, and so a little stressful last year, but I think that the Family Festival, we got feedback that everyone liked it. So because of that, so I'm in charge of the kids land and the games area, so I'll be reaching out to nonprofits or committees that would like to have a game booth. And then we'll have vendor areas and that kind of set up. And then we're also changing our times a little bit this year. I don't have any concrete details on that, but just because from the 5K starts at, registration starts at 7, the end of the ducks is like at 3. It's a long event, especially for a kid-friendly event, so we are changing some times to together. I think it'd be a great opportunity for you guys to have a booth either in the vendor booth or game zone and just do your audience.
We can talk about that in a month. Probably trying to get a game plan by our February meeting.
I would say at least April, I mean, not April, it's in April, I would say at least January, talk about it.
Yeah.
January, talk about it, because you talk about April, wait till February, March, you got a couple months. That way, if you need something, whatever the case may be, we can kind of say, hey, at this point, we got at least 30 days, 60 days, close to 90 days before the event to happen, before you can say, hey, I know what I need, do we got everything? Are we gonna be a game booth? Are we gonna be, you know, those are the things we're gonna have to really figure out. And then I think one of the purpose that'll serve us well is, okay, community engagement. We're going out to Derby. We're going out to Taste of Bryant. What is our objective for the community engagement committee going to these events, or any event we go to? That needs to be number one. What's our objective to go out there? You know,
About that.
yeah, what's our objective?
What
Because
do we do
that'll help us.
for Taste of Bryant?
Yeah, that would help us define what we need to do going forward, and help us, Madam President, Senor President, it would help us. It will help us going forward, and it gives everybody kind of a purpose up front. And then if it's extra work to do, it takes work off, which is huge, and it allows some of us to help you if we can, or if it's something that, you know, is driven by the city, then whatever. But that way we'll kind of know going forward, you know, and then we kind of, we'll just know going forward what's our purpose, and we get, you know, got it. And, all right, we're gonna be running the game booth. I got beanbag toss, so we can work beanbag toss, and again, we still can, for the kids, and if the parents come through, we still can talk to them about whatever the mayor needs, or you guys need us to do, or the event needs us to do to help engage the community. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what's the goal, instead of just being out there? You don't wanna waste the time, you wanna be effective in the time that we putting in.
We need some rain dates.
Coming out.
When we were first grouping together, it really was all about, we were going to do surveys. And so, at least I knew we had a purpose.
Yeah.
And we were successful, you know.
Mhm.
But, I mean, is that completely by the wayside? I mean, how do
Well, no.
we?
We'll probably still utilize this committee, especially during budget season, for budget surveys. So I would probably say like our fall fest every year is when we hit budget surveys heavy for this committee. Really just everything else is just informing the public, figuring out the best way that we can make sure residents are in the know about upcoming elections, upcoming important dates, all sorts of stuff. Know who they can contact.
The main question. Are you registered to vote?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand the purpose behind cities being? I mean, I don't know how to word it, but you
Right.
you get what I'm
Mhm.
saying, is it because when we get something out there to be voted on, then it just seems like people don't understand why. And then it gets voted down, and we just.
And I see I kind of see where you're coming from. The biggest thing will be the education part, because I pay a crap load of money for taxes. Where's it going? Because I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I don't. So where's it going? My water bills, sent through the roof because budgets were mismanaged for so many years and people didn't properly maintain the sewer system like they were supposed to. What they're elected for. So maybe we should educate, like have a little pie chart up there that says, hey, your budget's going to this. And then explain to them, like, this is why the city keeps growing. We need more, revenue. If we can't annex people into the city limits, we have to have money coming from somewhere.
If I could, that Facebook post, it was awful. They hit everything. I mean, it was just amazing. It was about the flooding, it was about,
The flooding's terrible.
but,
Oh, there was one comment that was like, it said something like, Mayor Treat's doing the most with everything else but something. And it was talking about, I guess, water bills. Everybody's water bill's about to go up. No, I mean, ours is, most cities, what we are paying now, because cities haven't been paying, they haven't been investing in their infrastructure, so they have to catch up. So we may have put the cart before the horse, but most cities are eventually gonna be about with us.
but this one was the real kicker. I go, well, why does Bryant have to grow anyway? That's it.
Well, with issues and stuff like that, you're always gonna have those people.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you get those people, that's not why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll entertain your question, but, you already have an agenda, so why are we here? And then the thing you have to remember, whenever you're serving in any capacity, why are you here? Get information, be polite, and keep it moving. Because everybody, we ain't gonna agree on everything, you know what I'm saying? I can't make you go vote, I can't make you do anything.
Yep.
Here's what I can do, I can tell you that the information you're looking for, you wanna know about your budget, it's on the website. Here, I can show you where to get to. Have you been out there? And most times you'll find out that they haven't been out there, they don't know where it's at, they haven't looked. Well, wow, you paying taxes, I would wanna know where my money's going.
The way that I see it, so, Jordan representing the city, and you representing the citizens. So, Jordan's like, I have all this information for the people, but there's that space between them. And then the people, they're like, I have all these questions, I have what this. And so then this is where
We
our
come in.
committee come in,
Mhm.
and we're in the middle, and it's like, hey, did you know about this, did you know about that? And like, the way I was approaching people the day of the event, I was like, did you know about board representatives? And do you know about, like, here's a list of people that you can contact. And, there's a lot of frustration on this side of, how do I get this question answered and this and that? It's like, well, here's the list, that's where we come in.
Correct.
And that's our goal in every event, is to pass that information along. And so then Jordan, the city's like, we want to give you this information. We have these meetings, we have voting for you to choose. but how do I get it from point A to point B and back and forth? And so that's where, during the events, that's gonna be our goal, is back and forth. It's like, well, Jordan, the city is talking about this. They want to know about, the water or the flooding. And then same things like, well, you're talking about this, well, this is what you can talk to. Do you have a question about your street being very dark? Well, this is who you can contact. And we talked about this when we met. It's like, there's a lot of people that are frustrated because they don't have the information. So that's where we come in to kind of help with that frustration. I was like, well, this is where you can go. We're not gonna solve the problem. We're just gonna give them the information on who they can go talk to.
And that's why I said the education part, like, that's what we have to do is educate. I'm not saying that anyone's like not educated, they just don't know. So if I'm like, hey, this is how the budget's broke down, a little pie chart, like, if you've got an issue with that, here's a complaint box. Put your complaint in there, and Jordan can read all of them, and Chris can do a Facebook Live, and address the situations and the issues. Yeah.
And if we're divided by ward, there's something we can do. I'm gonna email this out to
Oh, my
everybody.
goodness, my bad. I had to do an assignment over that thing. It was
The
crazy.
budget?
Yeah,
Okay, so this is a new thing that our finance department did this year.
very informative.
So I've been here 2 years, and this is the most informed I've been on the budget, because this packet right here is amazing. It breaks everything down into, so typically, our finance director gives city council a 70-page report every month, and that's what they come through to figure out what our budget looks like. Down into 17 pages instead of 70, and it's for the whole year.
Is this the budget in brief?
Mm-hmm. So this just goes through pie charts, it shows what our focus areas are on, talks about the budget process. So this is really good. My goal is to kind of get a budget, like a citizen's guide to the budget, in like a half-page handout that we can give to citizens. Even if it's just a QR code and it sends them to this, I think that would be really helpful. That's probably something I'll have you guys help on. And I also wanted to show you guys under, and I know everybody looked at the website recently, but under Whiteboard Wednesday, there's one there's one that I will find and I'll send you guys that talks about, Act 605 and water rates. And we've gotten really, really, really good feedback on it. It's the mayor, our public works director, our water sewer analyst, and then one of our water sewer advisory committee members sitting down and going through what Act 605 is, what it means for citizens, for counties, for cities. And it's just super, super informative. So I'm gonna send that to you guys, and that's been my biggest thing that I'll send to people if they don't understand their water bills. I'm like, oh, look at this, and it tells you everything. So.
And then, like, a picnic?
Yes, yeah, that one, yep. Okay, next on the agenda, website, I didn't know if anybody had audit updates from the website. Figured that'll be just something that we look at every few months. If anybody, I know Chris sent a few, things he saw on the website. And then, so if anybody has anything, I don't know if that's something we want to email every few months, or anybody had anything that stood out?
Through it, and the things that Chris was talking about, I think someone else called it, where that when you clicked on something, it didn't go.
Yeah, I mentioned that, it doesn't take you to
Yeah.
the actual bill.
Guess what, though? I can finally update our website from my end for the first time in 2 years. So anything on our website that needs changed, I can now. Next thing, I gave you guys, I wasn't gonna make you guys like go through it, but I did give everybody a social media calendar for this next. And this is just for you guys to review, take it home, look at it. If there's anything you see on there that you're like, or you think of something, you're like, they really need to post about this, give me an email or talk about it at our next meeting. And this isn't like a complete view of what we'll post, but it's kind of just a plan to make sure we're hitting all of our high points. And then we're filming 36 educational videos with our media company next year. Exciting. A lot about our wastewater master plan, stormwater and drainage master plan, lots of education. And then the last thing on here was I was going to give you guys an update on the entertainment venue. For anybody that didn't watch the meeting last week, it's now pivoted. Instead of an amphitheater, we're going for a ballroom style venue. It'll be across Highway 5 from like all the new Ferguson development. And City Council will vote tomorrow night on whether to give the first $38,000 investment. That'll allow us to start getting like concepts of what this venue would look like and get the ball rolling.
Actually, it's 42,000 funded.
Yeah, from economic development.
You said a ballroom now?
That's what they're calling it. I'm gonna show you.
I thought it was supposed to
It
be
may
a
be a Sherwood
30,000 feet.
Woody Forest, and I hope it's,
So this will, I think, as of right now, they're talking about 3,900 capacity. What I keep looking at as my, inspiration for it, and this is what the Walton Arts Center is kind of looking at. Anybody who's been to the Fillmore in Detroit? So it's called a ballroom because the entire bottom floor is just flat. There's no seating. And then upstairs is where they have either stadium seating or bars and like pub tables for people to sit at. So that's why it's called a ballroom. But
Can we use it for sports events?
I don't know if we'll be able to use it for sports events, but we will get, as part of our contract, the city or nonprofits will get to use the venue 12 different times throughout the year. So if we want to do like the Chamber of Commerce banquet or the fire department Christmas party, we'll get 12 events per year.
So
Mm-hmm.
you said 3,900?
Mm-hmm.
Will that be big enough to do a high school graduation there?
I think it would be.
Yeah.
How big's our graduation? I thought they did at War Memorial because it was so big. With
Yeah,
the people
we
coming
do.
in.
We go to War Memorial, yeah.
I was gonna say 4,000 people, that's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's about what the Robinson Center is, I thought.
all the kids with.
Robinson
No,
is
that's the
2,200
class.
seats,
2,200?
85 years old.
But the Robinson is
We learned a lot of it.
a lot
I listened.
smaller.
Do what?
Robinson is a lot smaller.
So why the change?
So originally, we started talking about an amphitheater because that's what Walmart Amp is known for, is their amphitheater in Rogers. Turns out that this was what the Waltons were envisioning the whole time. They've been looking for a place in Arkansas to build a venue like this.
So I know they tried in Hot Springs, and Hot
Mhm.
Springs said no,
Yeah.
it's a casino. So now we're going from 11,000 to,
The other one would have been 1,000.
I know the Amp in Fayetteville, Rogers
Yeah.
is 11,000.
Yeah, we were gonna go to, I think, between
Did they
8
give
and
us a
9,000.
top end price or no?
There's no,
What's
nothing
that?
like this.
Got one clown.
Well, I continue.
That was the whole thing that they're saying, there's nothing.
You said there's nothing like this in Arkansas?
Yeah. That's what they,
There's the hall in Little Rock, which
Yeah.
is a
Not
little
that big,
similar,
obviously.
but they only, I mean, the hall only fits, I think,
It's not very big at all.
yeah, maybe 1,000 people. They talked a lot about, and the meeting was great. I mean, Shane Knight does a full-on sermon about how great this would be for the city. But it's really informative, and they talk a lot about why this is like the future of,
It's a video and
yes.
There is, yeah.
Because they don't want,
Like an hour and a
they don't
half.
want bass boats, they don't want trucks or anything else, they want experiences.
Yeah.
Pay a lot of money for that.
And we can do, this won't only just be like music, we can also do cultural events, art events. And they talked a lot about all the opportunities they give to students in the arts. So, where we're at. We'll know more January. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know if you'll spell that out, but. And they also talked about, Shane's whole vision is for the area where this will be built to eventually loop into Bart Ferguson's development at Marketplace on Walmart and create like a downtown. He wants to put like a sky bridge over Highway 5. That's a long ways away.
Oh, yeah, no,
If
so
that ever happens.
there needs to be like an open container for that area, just so we get more restaurants in there.
Got two commitments from two,
Chipotle and Panera.
Yeah, they come.
where the other commitments from.
Right, barbecue and Outback started calling. Outback just wants a location.
Panera Bread.
Yeah, Panera and Chipotle, they're both, submitting their site plans this week for approval.
Well, if we can get graduations here, I think. Yes, please. That's what I talked to her about it.
That's been the biggest
Yeah.
ask, but I don't know.
I don't know if it's a big.
We'll
Yeah, do like
certainly be able to
career
partner with the schools, so that the schools can use it for anything they want to. Like, I envision it could be a location for our prom. I don't know where they go now for Bryant prom, but it would be a cool venue for that. But I don't know about graduation. And again, the capacity might change, the style of it might change a little bit, because we haven't even gotten any concepts yet. That's what council will vote on tomorrow, is to like basically allow them to start making these concepts. So that come January, when council votes to create a special election in May, people actually know what they're gonna be voting for in May.
What we're voting for is not a tax increase, bond extension. For all.
This will be the bond
That'll
bill.
be the biggest question a lot of people have, is who paying for it?
Mhm.
That's gonna be the number
How
one
to
question.
explain that.
Who's paying for it? And then another thing will be like, okay, if we're talking about it, how do you explain who's paying for it? Because that's gonna be something that they'll wanna know. I'm not saying I'm against it or anything like
Right.
that, I'm just saying, I know for me, okay, I mean, we talked about taxes and stuff, but who paid for it?
Mhm.
Who pocket is coming out of? That's what people wanna see, you know, they wanna know.
Questions. I got, where does my money go, why, who can I talk to if I have a problem, and what's happening? I feel like those, if we can answer those questions, it'll be.
Any performance is gonna be affordable.
Yeah, how affordable are the tickets, yeah.
But you know, the thing is
Cost.
that,
It all depends on whoever the person is.
and the thing is that, I mean, look at Taylor Swift, or buying $3,000 tickets.
Yeah.
So it's really, it depends if it's good enough people.
50 to 100,000 means that,
Yeah, but
I don't
people,
think Swift coming here.
people
But
that.
they talk about Post Malone coming in, he charged $1,000 ticket.
Yeah.
Where that is.
So you said it was going where?
It'll be, I can show you.
No longer a highway. No,
So it's actually right behind your head, literally.
by the Goodwill?
Yeah.
That's
So-
over here?
Look up, higher,
Higher.
all the way up top.
It's
Oh, right here?
right
Yeah,
beside gas.
that big
Yeah.
field. So for some reason, we approved the gas station to be right there.
Have to be hotels and.
We have enough hotels, I think, down below.
Well, Nick has some
That's gonna be
hotels
more
on Parkway.
Do what?
Nick hotels on Parkway.
Mm.
That's the, what gas station's right there now?
Gassy.
Gassy.
It was originally a
Nice.
squirrel. And then they went under.
You been there?
Yeah.
So I drive by a lot, I don't know.
Go in it all the time.
It's a decent place for a gas station. I mean, I've never been,
That's what's
but.
the name of it.
I know, isn't that
Get you
weird?
some
Those
in
on the
there.
right
It looks like
behind it?
Casey's.
It'll be kind of, there's a lot of land right there that,
15 acres?
yeah, that, I think there's just a bunch of trees right there right now.
Back part.
The north side of town.
We did have, one of our historical society ladies, she stood up and she was like, I love this idea. The only thing is that this is always gonna be downtown Bryant to me. She was like, I don't want a new downtown
Yeah.
Bryant.
Okay.
But we can call it
Old
that.
downtown?
Yeah, you can call it
Downtown.
downtown, downtown.
But yeah, also the biggest thing is always gonna be when people is change. People don't like change. Who likes change? None of us in here like change.
Hey, they usually die.
But sometimes change is
Leave
good.
people come.
Sometimes change is good. So we say,
It's the nature of the beast. That's life.
life's gonna change. You either,
Amen.
The other day I got out of the car and I said, man, I'm old enough to start telling kids because I said so.
That this is a one extension, not
It's just part
a.
of it. One day I'll be the one telling them to get off my lawn.
So right now they've been paying, what is it, a 1/2 cent sales tax?
Give me 2 cents.
So it's a 1/2 cent sales tax, and it'll just stay steady for the next 20 years, I believe. And like Bishop, we're almost able to pay it off early.
And Parkway.
And Parkway, yeah. So this would just be, prolonging that 1/2 cent sales tax.
Okay.
But within that 1/2 cent sales tax, you have a portion goes to fire, a portion goes to police, a portion goes to animal control. So streets, so that 1/2 cent sales tax actually goes to all these different departments. That makes sense. I'm not a budget person, so.
Always be.
Of course you could take.
The biggest thing would be to get smarter on, go Google what's a bond, you can look it up, read about it, and then,
Much work for.
best way to do it, you gotta get.
Sounds like the
smarter.
one pager's coming out before.
Yeah. That will all be, the only thing
Facebook Live.
I can do from a city perspective is educate people. Can't tell them, yes,
Yeah.
vote on this,
No,
no,
you
don't
cannot.
vote on this.
You can.
That'll be the Chamber of Commerce that is leading the yes vote.
What was the name of the tax that you were trying to get passed?
Maybe.
Okay.
Which we're like the only city, that doesn't have one.
People were going, okay. But we were in, where would you place it? On the wall, it had this A and
That
P
one
tax.
over there by the,
So what it meant is we used to have an A and P tax.
Mm-hmm.
It went away.
well, because they wanted to put it on that's before because the council was.
I first got here, man.
Something happened with the commission, they just decided to do away with it. And then last year was the first year that it had to be voted on by the public, not by, usually the 8 council members could vote in, like, yes, we want an AMP tax, and that would be it. But now residents have to vote on whether they want an AMP.
Overgrid.
So that's actually a thing that the cities use to lobby to have organizations come in. So like for me, with the National Guard Association, we do an event every year, and we usually do our stuff in Northwest Arkansas, because I'm bringing in over 1,000 people. You'll send us 1,000 hotel rooms, everywhere, everything else. Well, Rogers is big about giving us our A&P tax back. So it's like, hey, I just brought 1,000 people here for hotel rooms, just and all these vendors, and then they give us a check that says, well, hey, thank you for showing up, because everyone's going out to eat, so that means there's more money going to their community. And that's like this year, we're doing it in Little Rock in February, do the same thing, because Little Rock was like, hey, we'll give you your money back if you have it here. It doesn't help the Waltons are the ones who sponsor it, so, they're trying to rub elbows with all those people as well.
All right, well, lots to think about, lots to plan for. I'm excited.
Anybody have anything else?
Just to see what we need to do.
Yeah, we're
Hey,
just, yeah.
I'm already, busy.
Traffic.
What,
There you go.
I'm ready to put,
Take that off my plate for me.
yeah.
So can we see how many events the city's actually doing, the different departments? You see the chamber's
I'm
doing
boots on the
the
ground, man.
Taste of Bryant, right?
Typically, the only way I know about things is word of mouth,
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
or the chamber website.
The only way I know about it
Yeah.
is you tell
Or at
me.
least,
Yeah. But as for city-sponsored events, you guys would be some of the first to know. Like Christmas in the Park is a city-sponsored. And the mayor wants a second city-sponsored event next year, so we will see about that. But that could be, that's what I want, yeah, yeah.
Not getting up on that.
I think it'd be great. Honestly, I think it'd be great to kick off the new venue, would be a multicultural. Especially if we have the Waltons up there. Let me tell you, that guy had an aura about him, didn't he? He was just
They all did.
cool. Yeah. But they talk and you listen
They strike it.
Because they know they're about to make.
What are they not telling?
Mhm.
They say, when this thing goes under,
So you- I was kidding.
they couldn't hear us, right?
Yeah, yeah, you.
Oh, I thought you ended it. I thought you never started.